What is going on, everyone? My name is Jared Haas, and welcome back into another edition of NASCAR Mailbox. This weekend, we're going to take a look back at the action at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Now, Denny Hamlin had a very interesting weekend at Atlanta. Suffered, engine issues in qualifying, had something pop, had to start from the rear of the field, and took the strategy of wait in the back of the field until the wreck happens, let the attrition fall, and then the last few laps let it lay out. And Hamlin was hoping to score 20 points. He wasn't looking for a max point day. And after the race, Kyle Petty was very critical of Denny Hamlin's strategy, mind-boggling, baffling that Hamlin dug himself into this hole. But the issue of this forefront is this. This is the round of 16 going to the round of 12. Understandably, Denny Hamlin, not as a comfortable situation that he had before the penalty of the sealed engine. But you've got to realize Hamlin, even though he's 2 points above the cut line, has had success at Watkins Glen, and Bristol is one of his best tracks. And he won there in the springtime with, obviously tire wears and was a big topic on the spring race. But you go to Watkins Glen, tire management is going to be another big thing. Who's going to rise to the top? Those drivers with experience like Denny Hamlin. I think he just wanted to survive the attrition, not have a points day like Kyle Larson had, where Kyle Larson had this big cushion. Now it's not really a big cushion at all. And the ironic twist of this, Hamlin was still involved in that last lap wreck coming off of turn four. It still happens. And understandably, you've got to play the numbers in the situation. That's been the beauty of racing. It's like, okay, you know what? I don't need to win the situation. I need to finish well. I don't need to throw away this race and go hams to the wall in this type of situation. This has kind of been a symptom of this playoff system where it's like, we must win, we must go well. Well, can we not just enjoy the beauty of just saying, hey, you know what? I don't have the best car. Let's not throw a Hail Mary into turn one trying to battle for 15th. His car wasn't handling well all day. He could have got stage points, but I don't think this was going to be a car that was going to contend or even be a top 10 car. I think Hamlin just tried to make this smart choice of just saying, hey, if a wreck happens, I'm going to avoid it. If it doesn't, I'm just going to finish back here. I think it's just you're playing strategy. You're just trying to advance. You're not going into the championship for this is the round of 16. You're trying to beat the likes of Harrison Burton and the wrecked out Chase Briscoe. You've got the field's going to weed out a little bit more. This is not going to be a strategy that you're going to implement into the round of 8, but this is a round of 16. This is the beginning of the playoffs. You just got to get by and not throw away your points. And Hamlin, I would say mission accomplished being above the cut line in this situation. So this is what you get with the system. Understand this is you still got to conserve points. It's not you got to go. You're gonna rip the fence off in turn four, and guess what? I'm gonna try to win the race every single time. No, you got to make sure you get points and survive at the end of the race and let the attrition fall where it may. And now this leads into the question that CSX Train Fan 319 asked. He said, do you think Hamlin and Larson will get into the round of 12? Both drivers are currently above the cut line, with Kyle Larson 15 points above and Hamlin only +2. And you look at the next two tracks on the schedule, you have Watkins Glen and you have Bristol. Hamlin and Larson, that has been their bread and butter. Larson has finished top 5 at Bristol and has performed well at Watkins Glen. And Hendrick Motorsports has not lost at Watkins Glen for quite a few years. So I don't think there should be any concern in the number 5 camp at all. They understand this is Atlanta was their mulligan. That was the wild card type of situation. And this is the worst case scenario. I mean, stuff can happen during the race, but Larson has performed well and been one of the top drivers. Even at Bristol in the spring, he was in the top 5. So Larson should be pretty easy. Hamlin, I think the biggest question mark is going to be looking after practice and qualifying. Is he going to be out for lunch like he was at last week in Atlanta? If he's out for lunch, I'd be a little bit concerned. He has performed well here in the past. He's had, quite a few top 5 finishes in the last 7 races. Been very feast and famine. Started out first 4 races of Watkins Glen, performed well, I believe, in the top 10, and then had a streak of like 5-6 races of a best finish of 19th. 2022 was not a good race for Hamlin, but again, Hamlin has won here before. It's if he can get off the truck well and perform well and have a strategy of being up front, he's not going to, lay in the back, but Hamlin has to go out there and mind his P's and Q's. And Bristol, again, kind of like Larson, he's performed well in the past. He's won there multiple times. If he can just, keep himself in track, I think he can be advanced to the round of 12. The big question is, can he unload right and not be out to lunch at Watkins Glen? Thank you very much for watching. As always, like and subscribe. That really helps get that content out to you guys. And until next time, as always, have a great race weekend.
I'm Caleb Barnes with FrontStretch.com. Come back soon for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.